Namaste, my YouTube family. This is Aga with Tree of Life Spiritual Coaching. Today I'm recording from Santa Monica, California, Los Angeles. And I want to briefly talk about astral projection. One of the things that I really love doing, and I haven't talked about it in my channel, is going out of body and astrally traveling, getting information, bringing energies into my system. This is a fascinating way of obtaining information, of expanding the space which you occupy anyway, expanding yourself, growing into that awareness of what you are as an entity, not just in your physical body, but how many layers of dimension you contain and you have access to. All is really based on the awareness and vibration that you hold. So if you want to leave the body, it's very important that you first become very aware of different dimensions of reality that are subtle. Subtle meaning that we have instruments to perceive them, however most people don't use them regularly, or they don't know how to use them. They've never been taught that they actually have these types of tools within themselves. We're being taught mostly how to process, take information from the outside, and the activation of energetic body takes a little bit of time in order for you to use your body literally like an astronaut uses a spacecraft. You can activate your light body, and that will allow you to travel astrally. And today I'm going to share with you a few tips that can help you. It might take quite a bit. The reason why I'm so good at it is because I've meditated using Vipassana technique for 10 years, and first it was few hours a day. So it depends on your level of determination. It can happen spontaneously to you, but if you would like to commit and practice for a while, it's just a matter of time before you'll be able to leave your physical dimension. But first you need to learn about how to connect to subtleties. So from gross sensation to subtle sensation. Like I mentioned before, I practice Vipassana, and you can sign up for the course. It's free. There are many centers all over the world, including US. I believe there is around 30 centers just in US. But why I mention this form of meditation, it's because when you learn to observe your body sensations, first you start with your breath. When you inhale and exhale, you have naturally connection to the breath phenomena. The same with your heartbeat, the same with your bodily sensations. So you want to really tune your awareness instead of to your thoughts. You want to make sure that you use this activity of the brain to observe what you have innately built into your system, which is perspiration, which are bodily sensations from gross to subtle. Again, the more subtle you get, the more you will be able to slice through dimensions of reality, and they are not physical in nature. There's no such a thing like physical reality. Is just an illusion, is just a projection of the computation that takes place in other realms. So if you are interested in this kind of practices, you need to learn to observe subtleties. Subtleties are really your clues. You can start with Vipassana meditation, and then once you are more aware of subtle vibrations in the body, could be heat, could be texture, could be temperature, could be colors. When you close your eyes and you start scanning your body up and down, but do it continuously. Don't do it laying down. You need to be aware. The same goes for actual astral travel. You cannot be tired when you want to astral project because you will fall asleep. So first, your mind is not used to staying in theta frequency or gamma frequency without falling into delta immediately. We have several frequencies of the brain that we can function in, but if you don't practice that kind of like living, dreaming state, you will not be able to stay in it for very long. It might be very short and sweet, and then you're gonna fall asleep. So practice consciously staying in the awareness whilst allowing your body deeply relax. So you can lay during the day. I always use my hands because I've performed so many energy healing sessions and my energy is very, very strong. So in fact, because I meditate, I generate a lot of surplus, sort of high vibration fuel for myself, and then I use it. So I would put it on my heart center, I would put it on my solar plexus, sometimes on my head, and I always set intentions for the session. It's like wherever you travel, you want to make sure that you actually have a destination you want to go to. So maybe you want to go to Mars, like I do often, or Venus, or maybe you want to visit your family somewhere else, or connect to someone. It's very easy for me to get information, but you can start from simple things, right? So the idea is, okay, where do you want to go? Maybe look at the map so you have some visual content to work with. You want to make your body very relaxed. Again, you can rub your hands, you can create some heat, you lay down comfortably, you put your hands on the body, you start observing your breath first, start observing your body. You do this for maybe 10 minutes, right? What do you want to do next? You want to make sure that you start creating energetic spaciousness around you. So one of the exercises you can do is visualize when you inhale that your energetic space expands way beyond your body, maybe 3-5 feet to begin with. When you exhale, that space shrinks to like a tiny ball of light inside you. When you inhale again, you expand, and expand more this time, maybe to the size of your room. When you exhale, you want to shrink again, and so on. With each breath, you want to expand more, expand outside of your physical space. And on the sort of earthy, three-dimensional level, what is really helpful is to guide your mind outside of your room. So you want to look at the door. You want to, as you, with your third eye, you want to walk yourself out of that space. You want to, as you're walking, feel the fabric of your carpet underneath your feet. Even if you're laying, you have to make it as real as possible. This is very important. Even though you're laying, you are reenacting your regular experience in 3D. And then you get to the door, and you need to remember, how does the knob feel? So you are taking those regular steps that you would take in order to leave your house, and take all those steps, get out of the apartment, get out of the house, and depending where you want to go, you want to visualize that either you are going to take a train, or maybe you want to take a boat. You want to make it as real as possible while maintaining the awareness of your mind. So that means that you are simultaneously working on relaxing your body, and then making sure you have control over where your mind goes and how you're directing your mind. Because when you're out of your body, you still have access to, obviously, your non-physical conscious you, which is not at all attached to the body. This is a much bigger entity. So your awareness and your perception will expand. The way I feel it is this: when this moment comes, the energy, the vibrations start intensifying. It's buzzing. It's like a frequency is growing, like I'm in this chamber of energy, and it's just starting to buzz, to like boil. I get out of the body. I know when this happens, because there's very specific sensation, and you will not miss this with, with anything else. Usually it's very ecstatic. It's important that you leave your fears and sort of preconceived ideas and notions about reality on the side, to have this experience. So what can help you too is if you're noticing that you're anxious or you're nervous, visualize that you can put all these aspects of you, your personality, your judgment about reality, put it on the side for the time being. You don't need it while you're getting out of your body. You want to make sure that you're free, so take the load off. Okay, what you need in the three-dimensional realm, you don't need elsewhere. So the idea is to set yourself free as much as possible of any inhibitions, personality concepts you have, expectations, and so on. Create sort of a visual basket, put all those in, close the lid, right? Check in with yourself. If you are anxious, you might want to redo this exercise. I like to play theta, Theta, binaural beats as well when I astral travel. I always actually play them because I work with many different states of the brain, and they are really helpful when you direct your mind towards your third eye. So after you do all these exercises that I recommended to you, first breath awareness, body awareness, then you're expanding, contracting, right? So you're expanding energetically, you are teaching yourself not to be static, but energetically dynamic and fluid. Then what you want to do, you want to check in with your chakras. And starting with the base of your spine, you want to travel up through each chakra, and you want to concentrate on your third eye. So for that, you might want to use like a singing bell as well before you start astrally journeying, sort of creating that experience for you before it happens. It really worked for me when I listened to theta frequencies online that included healing balls. So if there is like that sound of a healing ball, when I do these exercises, I would pop out of my body with the sound, and my body doesn't get super paralyzed right now. It's laying flat, absolutely, but what happens is just my awareness greatly expands, and then I can use it to shoot out of the body further, or if I want just information, I want to connect with something or someone, then with my mind, I set directions for this journey. So it is definitely complex project. Everything that you do, the sound, the binaural beats, the breath awareness, body awareness, you're preparing yourself to loosen up your connection with the three-dimensional reality. And there are many things that I also do that I'm not gonna talk about this in detail right now, but your diet, making sure that you consume very good quality food that is light, that is not filled with chemicals and energy from animals. Vegan is great. Making sure you eat good superfoods. You do some breath work, some pranayama, things like that, because basically everything that you're doing is you guiding yourself to an altered state. Altered states of the brain are not just for shamans or people who are journeying or meditating. We can teach ourselves to maintain theta frequency and function in it. This is how I actually function most of the time. So it's like dreaming yourself to reality. You're constantly projecting, but from the energetic space. Guys, this is an amazing feeling when you don't look at everything around you like it is static, like it is something real, and I have to accept this. When you go beyond these levels of mind patterns, you go to more etheric, more subtle realms, then so much incredible space opens up and energy that I can't even describe. It's something that you need to experience. And in those spaces, there are no laws like on earth. You feel absolutely loved, supported. You are part of divine creator. There is no rejection. There are none of these experiences that a lot of people have on earth. It's a free shared space for all of us to explore, for all of us to contribute to and to use in order to heal ourselves, heal others. So this is an unlimited potential space, and astral travel or meeting entities is just one thing, but for me, I use it for growth, for information, for health, for checking in with my body if I am dealing with something, or asking for some answers in relation to like my business or which direction I need to go. I would go to that greater energetic space rather than actually using my mind and crunching numbers or thinking about like a next marketing strategy. It happens much more organically. So breaking through the layers from gross sensations to more subtle. How subtle can you go? If you've never experienced these subtle energies, book a session with someone like me who has done 7,000 energy sessions and several hundreds of hypnosis sessions, so you can actually be guided to a similar state. I have clients who come to me and they specifically ask me to take them out of the body, and if they have some experience meditating, I do it for them, and they experience incredible visuals and information and feeling, and me as well. It's sort of like a shared space. So it's really worth investing in a couple of sessions with experienced energy healer that can take you to the theta frequency of the brain or gamma. So it's not something you need to do alone. You can even book a session online. It works online as well. I've done several online sessions with clients who have experienced profound shifts. And once you get a hang of that feeling, what will this actually feel like when you are out of the body and you're safe, because first you do it with someone who can help you, then it's much easier to induce yourself to that state. So I hope this was something that you find useful and that inspires you to experiment. We are incredible entities, immortal spiritual beings, and we're not bound to this earthy plane of existence. We live in a free information field, and you can in fact override any vibration that is not something of your preference, and this is very empowering. And in that way, I would encourage you to use astral travel for empowerment, for freedom. If you have any questions, please post them below the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste.